recession, market crash, inflation, fuel increases, the high cost of living is killing us all. And if you are only hearing about it and not feeling it, that's a miracle. But I can assure you that each and every one of us are starting to really feel the pinch of the current struggle that is happening. Hence, I decided to actually make a video on 5 tips on how to survive during these tough times, and also how to still conquer festive season that's coming up as well. Welcome back to Finance with Sherry. I know it's been a while, a long while, but I'm back due to popular demand. Just joking, I always wanted to say that. But please do stay tuned. This is not a long video, but hopefully it's really impactful. Kind reminder, I am not a financial planner and this video does not constitute as financial advice. I strongly suggest that you do speak to a financial advisor. So let's get into it. Tip number 1, budget and stick to your budget. If you are someone that does not budget, or you budget but rarely ever stick to it, then trouble might be waiting for you around the corner. Now is the time to look at your income, look at your expenses, and actually draw up a budget and seriously commit to sticking to it. Tip number 2, less treating yourself, which also again ties in with tip number 1, of course. But we tend to treat ourselves if we are having a bad day or it's payday, and we usually say when it's payday, oh no, I need to treat myself because I can't just be working for bills. We also treat ourselves when we're having a good day, then we deserve a treat. Well, now is not the time to treat yourselves as often, because when treating ourselves, we tend to treat ourselves multiple times a month or a week, and it usually costs us a fortune eventually, which is not part of our budgets. So now is the time to just treat yourselves, but think of it or treat yourself to different kinds of cheap or free things. So like a walk on the beach or catching a beautiful sunset. Think differently about those treats instead of always taking out your card and swiping for every treat. Think of free or much cheaper treats, or treating yourself less frequently. So less treating yourselves. Tip number 3, very important, stay committed to paying off your debt. I do understand that the cost of food has gone up dramatically or drastically. About a week ago, my mom and I went to the shop and we came out with 3 bags full. And that cost, the cost of that was about 700 Rand, and that was merely just the weekly essentials. Yes, the food price alone is extremely expensive. However, now is not the time to rob Peter to pay Paul kind of game that we should be playing. Once again, tip number 3 ties into number 1, where when we budget, plan and commit to paying off our debt and staying regular on our payments towards our debt. Because if we start to default or we miss payments here and there, it is going to negatively affect our credit records, and that is something that we do not want right now. So instead of all the treats and all the expensive things, commit and stick to paying off your debt. Also, if you are one of the lucky few that will be getting a bonus at the end of the year, take that bonus and instead pay off the smaller debt. So then at least you are freeing up some money to either put towards another debt or into a savings and investment or something like that. But also do not, I would love to stress this more, but do not get into any financial commitments right now. So buying that car, I'd suggest that you wait a bit before you actually get into a financial commitment of that magnitude. Instead, try your best to repay all debt and also to start investing, which leads us to tip number 4, which is stay invested. Do not cash in on your investments right now. I once again know that Black Friday is coming and there's December that's coming and all these festivities. However, if you looked at your investment statements from let's say the beginning of the year to now, you have noticed that there's been a drop in most investments have experienced a drop. So now is not the time to cash in on those investments, but rather to stay invested. Speak to a financial advisor about possibly doing switches instead, but do not cash out right now. And also speak to your financial advisor. They will give you that treat of a coffee. They'll pay for the coffee for you, and that way you feel treated on that day. But please do stay invested. And also, if you have free money, now's the time to go in and buy some valuable assets. Again, speak to your financial advisor about that. And lastly, tip number 5. I know that all the tips basically suggested that we stick to a budget and that we try our best to count our pennies as wise as we can. But it's no suggestion that your life should become boring or you should become a couch potato. I would never encourage that. So instead, tip number 5 is be creative and think out of the box. Yes, we tend to, especially over this time, want to go out to the malls, spend and purchase big luxury items, but now is maybe not the best time to do so. Simply because times are tough, everything has increased, and instead, why not be creative about your activities? Instead of going out to the mall and spending all that money, why not pack a home picnic basket and go out to a free picnic spot instead, or go for a lovely walk on the beach, which is absolutely free, a swim and a walk. Also, instead of going out alone, why not go out in a group setting and ask if they've got discounts on group bookings? So that way you get to socialize with your friends, you taste good food, and also you tend to save money as well. So really be creative. Now is a good time to test your creativity. And also it's a really good time to actually learn a new skill, which could be a hobby, or it could also turn into a side hustle, which would then generate income in the future for you as well. So I really hope that I added value to your life by sharing these 5 tips with you. Please do share this video, but also share your money saving tips with me and the rest of us watching as well. Thank you so much for joining, and see you soon.